Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, former council member Cliff Numark reflects on his time and dedication to the city. We'll tell you more. Plus, with so many Christmas tree lots to choose from, we'll tell you why some are choosing this one over others. You won't believe what percentage of their proceeds go to charity. And find out which local hospital received a generous $50 million donation at a recent event. These stories and much more just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. My co-anchor Jen Chun has the week off. Thanks for joining us, and here are your top stories. The clock is ticking for those who are looking to have health insurance, and with not much time left, some say buyer beware. Recently, numerous bogus websites aiming to steer consumers away from legitimate enrollment services have been taken down by California Attorney General Kamala Harris. Many of the fake website names sound similar to the actual websites provided by the state and federal government. Some say a large number of these sites are maintained by opponents of the bill. Remember, if you want to sign up for health care before the December 23rd deadline, visit the state's website at coveredca.com or healthcare.gov. The digital age helps provide information quicker than ever, and now authorities and city planners can serve residents better thanks to digital aerial maps. The City of Torrance is just one of 26 cities and 20 county departments that will pool resources for the fourth segment of LARIAC. LARIAC, or the Los Angeles Regional Imagery Acquisition Initiative, is a $4 million project and one of the nation's largest mapping projects. The new and improved LARIAC will be accessible by January, and officials say it saved participants about $10 million in tasks like locating burnt-out street lamps and even locating fires. Although LARIAC is an asset to the city, some of the data is available to the public through LA County's GIS data portal. Well, Governor Jerry Brown has officially pitched California as the top option for Boeing to start production of their new 777X airliner. The aerospace giant will decide early next year where to build its new aircraft. The company set a deadline for all states to submit their proposals recently. Although most of the details of the agreement remain confidential between the State Office of Business and Economic Development and Boeing, many key players in California support Governor Brown. 66th Assembly District member Al Muratsuchi and Long Beach Assemblywoman Bonnie Lowenthal both welcome the proposal. Local officials plan to work closely with the legislature to bring new jobs to the area. Boeing currently assembles the C-17 military cargo plant in Long Beach, and the same location remains a possibility for the production of the 777X. Other states vying for production are South Carolina, Utah, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, and Washington. Torrance City Council members were back in chambers this week. Here is an update from the latest meeting. Stephen Jones was honored upon his retirement after 34 years of service with the City of Torrance. On November 2nd, 1979, Jones started his career as an engineering aide and was eventually promoted to senior engineering aide. Jones was responsible for issuing engineering permits, conditions, and building permits. He is known for his spirit and professional demeanor in the Community Development Department. And Thomas J. Kelly was also acknowledged upon his retirement. After 27 years of service with the city, Kelly was originally hired as a building manager in 1981 within the Building and Safety Department. Finally, in 2002, he transferred to the General Services Department, where he worked on construction, renovation, and repair contracts. Kelly's construction knowledge was deemed instrumental in the success of many large-scale projects. You can always catch replays of this week's council meeting right here on Torrance City Cable, on Time Warner Cable, Channel 3, or Verizon Fios, Channel 31. You can also watch it online at torranceca.gov. Brighter days are headed for the Torrance Unified School District as local school board members recently approved plans to hire 4 new guidance counselors and 4 college and career coordinators, one at each high school campus. New employees will work to improve college and career centers with the main goal to help more students plan for their future with one-on-one counseling. Thanks to Proposition 30's tax increase, the district's counseling system can get back on track after years of cutbacks. And Torrance High School students seem to be backing the decision. More than 80% surveyed said they prefer to see their counselors one-on-one. Torrance Unified board members say the new staff will be in place for the next fall semester. Still ahead, Cliff Numark takes a look back on his career as a council member. Plus, picking out a Christmas tree is tough, but not for some who support a local cause.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to. Protected.
What about how I wear my hair?
And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America.
Find out how you can become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all.
For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Gift giving may be more common during the holiday season, but one local hospital received more than they bargained for. Reporter Haley Skeen has more.
Torrance Memorial CEO knows how much the community gives to support the hospital.
People work very hard to put this on. It takes leadership, it takes committees, it takes a lot of structure, and it takes a lot of very generous people to give their time to make this work.
At the 30th Annual Holiday Gala, more than 800 people came out to bid on specialty Christmas trees, and millions of dollars were donated by companies like Toyota and Sunrider International.
And they have given Torrance Memorial $2.5 million.
But Leach says even he was stunned by the $50 million donation by Melanie and Richard Lundquist.
They've been tremendous friends of the hospital, and we will always be grateful to them.
The Lundquists have donated almost $70 million total to Torrance Memorial over their lifetime.
You don't get to where this hospital is without long-term believers. People who believe year in and year out, decade in and decade out.
This is the 3rd festival gala to have been geared towards completing the new tower. And this year's donations will allow for the new main tower at Torrance Memorial to be completed, a feat that Leach says would never have been possible without the generosity of the community.
I think we are very fortunate to have the support of this community, and we know that at Torrance Memorial, how fortunate we are.
And people can count on Torrance Memorial to support them as well. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Thanks, Haley. The $50 million donation is the largest gift ever given to Torrance Memorial Medical Center. The new main tower is scheduled to be opened November 2014. Well, the legacy of a local volunteer will live on forever at Wilson Park. Reporter Haley Skeen has details.
He was commemorating the loss of his father, but the day's events were actually cheerful for Dale Holland.
I couldn't be more happy today. It's just a great day.
The late Dutch Holland's family and friends raised the funds to plant a tree and dedicate a new bench at Wilson Park in celebration of his life.
Good job, Mom.
Dutch Holland volunteered for years at the Torrance Farmers Market, Torrance Area Youth Band, and Rose Float Association. Thanks to his volunteer work, he and his wife Betty were honored by the City of Torrance in 2008. City Council members and the mayor came to pay their respects and say goodbye to their good friend.
We really respect and are honored by people who volunteer for the community, like Dutch. Dutch did it because he loved to help. He loved to do this for the community. His heart was really in it.
Although Dutch's passing was devastating, Dale honored his father's wishes by keeping the ceremony light. And Dale says he has a feeling his father would be glad for the laughter and love shown at the ceremony.
My father would have a tremendous smile on his face right now.
And in turn, so did his family members. Through the memorial, the beloved man will live on for generations. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Thanks, Haley. For more information about the Living Tree Dedication Program, contact Park Services at 310-781-6901. For the past 17 years, ExxonMobil has put in millions of dollars to support innovative classroom projects for STEM education in the Torrance Unified School District. Recently, the corporation held its annual STEM Awards ceremony to recognize our dedicated teachers in the community. Reporter Faith Lee has more.
Growing up as a science fanatic, Alan Chen understands that learning science requires a lot of hands-on experience.
Math made sense because I had the opportunity to connect it with science, something that was applicable, and it made a lot more sense since I get to take down data and I get to see, my project move forward. And so I'm hoping that the kids will really fall in love with science and engineering.
And that motivated him and his 2 coworkers at John Adams Elementary to come up with a project that won a grant worth $3,400.
And we're hoping to pull together resources to help build Lego robotics, and I think it'd be a great opportunity for our students since the kids can really not only learn science concepts but also get hands-on interaction with everything in the classrooms.
And that's exactly the goal that 32 other Torrance teachers shared here tonight. They're all recipients of the 17th Annual ExxonMobil STEM Awards.
And we are providing $100,000 to support about 30 education projects that were developed by teachers of the Torrance schools.
STEM education is short for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it is now one of the fastest growing fields in the nation.
We as a company employ 18,000 scientists and engineers. It's critical for development, for progress, and economic growth.
Many teachers are thankful for the grant and say the funding has helped kickstart many new programs and projects for students.
It's given us money that lasts a long time because we can buy some equipment, machines, different products that help us to do projects for the long term. And it's really been a great way to start things.
For Chin and perhaps all the teachers here in the room, the big reward of this grant is not the money, but to see students succeed with the programs they created.
Just seeing that click go off in their head, where it's like they love this and they never perhaps thought about it before, that's the reward.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Thank you, Faith. The ExxonMobil refinery manager said throughout the 17 years, the company has contributed more than $1.3 million for education projects in the TUSD. If you would like to find out more information about this grant, go to ExxonMobil.com and search for Torrance ExxonMobil. Putting your spending to good use is what one local group promises to do. Reporter Haley Skeen is at a nearby Christmas tree lot to tell us more.
It was a long drive from Hawthorne, but Robert Knox had his reasons.
It was nice to know that the proceeds were being donated to the YMCA here in Torrance, so we wanted to come and get our tree here this year.
And Knox has a special reason to support the YMCA.
I was a member before, and it was nice, be able to play basketball and swim.
The tree lot is put on each year by the Wiseman Club, an international service group dedicated to supporting the YMCA. 100% of the profits will go to local and international YMCA groups. More than 30 members of the local Wiseman branch are running this year's lot, volunteering more than 50 hours each.
I don't know, we feel good about it.
Other community members give their time as well, including some parents who are grateful for the impact that the Y has had on their kids.
So we all kind of grew up in the Y, and the Y has done a lot to shape the men they are today, and so we're just kind of giving back and kind of thanking them for what they did for our kids in their youth.
And the Tree Lot fundraiser will give a lot back. Last year, the lot generated about $35,000. And the lot has a lot to offer. The main tent holds more than 200 trees. The Wiseman's Club has a flocking machine on site for those who want to turn their home into a winter wonderland. Though extra trimmings might up the price, Knox says the cause is worth the expense.
It makes the purchase definitely, feel a lot more, for the season, not just for the tree to come to the house, obviously to decorate, but, you're going to spend it at some point. So at least if it's, to a good cause, it makes it a little bit more worth it.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Thanks, Haley. Another interesting fact, the volunteers are donating their tips this year to typhoon relief in the Philippines. As many head to toy stores to search for the perfect holiday presents for their young family members, some shoppers did not forget to give back to the community. Many Torrance residents came to the local Toys R Us to donate money or all sorts of toys to this year's Toys For Tots drive, hoping to share the joy to the less fortunate children in the nation.
Look at this, a whole shopping cart. This is one lady brought a whole shopping cart worth of toys to put inside the pods container. And it's just so spectacular how generous people are.
Talents from KFWB radio station and the Clippers cheerleaders offered autograph and photograph opportunities to encourage donations. And soon these toys will be given to kids in need all over the nation. Toys for Tots is a program that has been running for the past 65 years, and over 469 million toys have been distributed to needy children in the country. If you would like to donate a toy, go to toysfortots.org.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter, and oil tankers will haul chocolate milk. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a lot of great events coming up. Here's a look at what's on the calendar. If you want to learn more about who was here before us and what the Earth might look like 500 years from now, come check out the Natural History Museum as they present the ExxonMobil. The event will take place on Saturday, January 4th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Madrona Marsh Nature Center and Preserve at 3201 Plaza del Amo, or call 310-782-3989. This ExxonMobil is an opportunity to blend science and social studies and is welcome to people of all ages. This is your chance to realize how your actions will impact our planet for generations to come. If your kids have a creative vibe or just enjoy music, the Kim's Music School will have a free concert for kids. Professional musicians will share their talent in a kid-friendly environment. The free classical music concert takes place on Sunday, January 5th from 7 to 8 p.m. at 2340 Sepulveda Boulevard. To reserve your spot, visit kimsmusicschool.com. Pajama Rama Evening Storytime takes place at Walterior L Library on Monday, January 6, 2014. Come enjoy a fun family night out wearing your PJs, and don't forget a special pillow and blanket. Snuggle up at the library at 6:30 p.m. to listen to a fun story for all. Registration is required, but the room can get crowded, so please arrive on time. For more information, go to library.torranceca.gov or contact the Walterior Library at 310-375-8418. Make sure those pajamas are appropriate. Well, it's not too late to spread some holiday cheer this holiday. The Adopt a Family program treats needy children and their families to gifts, clothing, and food baskets. Anyone can sponsor a disadvantaged child or family through the Volunteer Center in Torrance. Adopters can request a wish list or simply surprise the recipients with an unexpected gift. If you'd like to participate in this program, call 310-212-5009. If you enjoy watching the Rose Parade on January 1st, the Torrance Rose Float Association is looking for your help to keep it going. As volunteers work hard to decorate the float, the association is asking for donations to feed these hard workers. They're also looking for anyone who can support the float with monetary donations, and they are already looking for a 2015 sponsor. To join in the Rose Parade spirit, visit torrancerosefloat.com. You may have already experienced Santa and his sleigh, but if you haven't, you still have a chance to catch him around town. Here are the dates and locations where you can get one last glimpse of Santa. Now let's go out to the sports desk with Juan Hernandez for a sneak preview of what's to come. Juan?
Hi, welcome to the Sports Desk studio. We're keeping warm over here. I hope you guys are too. You know how crazy we get in Southern California when it drops below 60 degrees. But this week on the show, we've got a couple of teams keeping their cool after disappointing winter seasons a year ago. Two ladies squads heading into this new year with their heads high, teaching us the lesson: there's no such thing as failure, only success at finding what doesn't work. Wish I could take credit for that philosophical breakdown, but I can't. Nonetheless, when you want to see those stories, be sure to check out the Sports Desk every day right here on CitiCABLE 3, 4 p.m. and 9:30. I can't wait to see you there.
Thanks, Juan. Well, recently we said farewell to someone who's been a big part of our community for many years. And now former council member Cliff Numark shares his many years of memories with us. Mark Andrews has the story.
Cliff Numark is a driven man. He's driven to do his best, whether in community service or in the public sector. It's something he has learned as a child from his parents.
Well, my family's always been active in various civic affairs. My grandfather was a leader in United Synagogue, which is the movement, the conservative movement of Judaism. And he helped found his own synagogue. My mom was a teacher, public teacher, her entire career. And my in-laws were extremely active. My mother-in-law was a teacher as well. My father-in-law was literally, he worked in the aerospace industry as a doctorate from Harvard, focusing on trying to protect our country. But they were always very active in the community, especially in the arts.
This would help shape his core philosophy and future goals, believing in the importance of public service. Numark would go on to earn a Juris Doctorate degree from Cal Berkeley and 2 master's degrees, including one in public policy from Princeton.
I thought that my training, my work would be helpful, but frankly, it's been kind of a long-standing dream of mine. I was a staff member in the state Senate in 1991. I was part of a Senate Fellows program where they basically take people who recently graduated from college and stick them in legislative aid positions. And so when I worked there as a staff member, I saw that government really could act to represent people and accomplish good things. And so I thought it would be really interesting to be able to be one of the decision makers to help serve in that leadership and representative role. And so it was that kind of dream and thought combined with my educational background and my professional background that made me think this was something that I should throw my hat in the ring and try to do.
Help make a difference. This is a phrase he uses a lot and has applied it to his work with the American Red Cross. For the last 10 years, Numark has risen through the ranks from being a director of blood recruitment to CEO of Blood Services and now as its vice president, a trait which he feels makes him an effective legislator.
I think it requires a certain degree of patience because there's a process. And the process is not simply government bureaucracy. The process is being able to hear all sides so you can make the right decision. In business, you simply, the executive, the chief executive or an executive will say, a manager, owner will say, this is what we're going to do and we're going to do it. And they, a good business executive will listen, but then they will make decisions. Whereas in the public sector, decisions are made more slowly because we want to make sure we hear from everyone. Because really the decisions we make are representative of the entire public.
Having served on the council for 6 years, Numark is now embarking on a new direction. This past November, he was elected as a trustee of El Camino College, but he says his time on the city council was his most fulfilling, and he hopes he'll be remembered as a results-oriented elected official.
Some of the things that I brought forward, such as the energy efficiency work where we saved up to $300,000 a year and obviously provided significant benefits to the environment by reducing our electricity consumption, or setting up the seminar series, Seniors Don't Be Scammed, which educated seniors on a variety of internet and telephone fraud scams that are out there, or finding funds for another police officer, or setting up the business incubator, the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center. All those things are things that I move forward with because based on my experience, I thought these were things that would benefit the public.
Numark is able to balance his very busy professional life with his family life. He's married and has 2 young children, a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and he says he couldn't do it without their support. However, what is his next step politically? Numark is not sure, but he does say the path of public service will be one he'll continue to take.
Thanks, Mark. The Torrance City Council plans to make an appointment to fill Numark's vacant seat. The individual selected to fill the seat will serve from December 17th through the regular municipal election scheduled in June 2014. All applicants must be city residents and registered voters. Well, that's it for us on This Week in Torrance. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and be sure to like our page. I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.